Welcome to Storyflix. In this video, we will explain the Nam. This movie tells the story of a lovebird who separated when they were very young. When they grow up, they have very different lives, where the woman lives a life of wealth and fame, while the man had to live in poverty. They were later reunited, but neither of them remembered each other. Will their relationship have a happy ending? Let's find out in the Name. The Name begins by showing an old man who is telling his life story to a woman, where he says that he is no longer married or even dating another woman after the death of his wife 40 years ago. The scene then switches to showing a flashback when a beautiful woman named Seo Rye was walking through the park and saw a man selling some paintings there. The man's name is Cheol Woo, and he is an amateur painter who often sells his paintings to make ends meet. Rye seems impressed by Cheol Woo's paintings and decides to buy all of his paintings. Hearing this, Cheol Woo was overjoyed because this was the first time someone was interested in his paintings. Cheol Woo then signed and wrote the social media account behind the painting that Rye bought. The next day, Rye, who lost her inspiration when she was about to make a painting, then looked at the painting she bought from Cheol Woo. She then visits the man's social media page and seems interested in him. Meanwhile, in another place, Cheol Woo, who was sleeping, was suddenly woken up by his girlfriend, Doido. The woman looked annoyed at Cheol Woo, but Cheol Woo chose to ignore her and went back to his normal activities, namely making paintings for sale. But this time, Cheol Woo is still working on his most valuable painting, namely the painting of a woman who is his first love. Elsewhere, Rye, who has not yet received the inspiration to work on her painting, seems to have fallen asleep at her desk, so she is reprimanded by her mother, who then suggests that she should go home. Her mother then sees Cheol Woo's painting in Rye's study and looks very impressed because the painting is so good. Her mother said if they had at least 20 more paintings like Cheol Woo's, then they could have a solo painting exhibition. Her mother then asked Rye to make 20 more such paintings. The next day, Rye returns to the park accompanied by her uncle and returns to buy Cheol Woo's painting, although the man doesn't know it because he wasn't there when Rye came. Rye just slips her money in there and rushes off. On the way home, Rye tells her uncle that she was so sick when she was a teenager that she had to undergo surgery. Rye befriends a young man who always comforts her and accompanies her in her illness. After recovering until now, Rye lives her life with hard work to achieve success, but she still thinks about the young man and hopes to meet him again one day. Meanwhile, at night, Cheol Woo looks like he's about to sleep in a box because his landlady keeps charging him rent and finally kicks him out. He tried to call Doido, but she didn't pick up the phone. Elsewhere, Rye tries to get back to work on her painting, but again doesn't have the inspiration to continue. Rye, who feels stressed, then looks through Cheol Woo's social media and finds a comment written by the man saying that he needs a lot of money. An idea then crossed Rye's mind to use Cheol Woo's talent. One night, Cheol Woo and his girlfriend hung out with his friends at a bar. Cheol Woo drank himself drunk. Because her boyfriend is drunk, Doido then takes the opportunity to seduce one of Cheol Woo's friends. Not long after, they both left the bar. Staggering, Cheol Woo left the bar and intended to return to his cardboard box. But because he was too drunk, he finally collapsed and was unconscious. The next day, Cheol Woo wakes up and is very surprised to find Rye already standing in front of him. Cheol Woo seems to be at Rye's house. She offers Cheol Woo $1 million so that he is willing to sell his talent and paint 20 paintings, of which the painting will later bear Rye's name as the painter. At first, Cheol Woo had refused, but he reluctantly accepted Rye's offer considering he needed money. The next day, Cheol Woo wakes up late and is scolded by Rye's uncle, who drags him to breakfast with Rye. That night, Cheol Woo tries to run away from Rye's house, but is caught by Rye's uncle. Elsewhere, Doido goes to Cheol Woo's friend whom she had a date with a few days ago and seduces him again. But the man seemed to ignore Doido and told her that a few days ago he was drunk and what happened to them was an accident. The man then told Doido that Cheol Woo was a good man and advised her not to betray Cheol Woo. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Rye still seems frustrated because she couldn't finish her painting. She then cried and pensively thought of something. She then approached Cheol Woo, who had finished a painting on a large canvas. Rye then asked Cheol Woo about where he learned to paint. But Cheol Woo instead asked her back, to which Rye answered not to ask personal questions. Cheol Woo then says he is a bad artist and asks why she recruited him. when his paintings are not good. However, Rye did not reveal why recruiting Cheol Woo to become a paid painter. Doido, who got rejected by another man, then tries to get back at Cheol Woo. But she could not contact Cheol Woo and find out where he was. Doido then went to the box, where Cheol Woo usually sleeps outside, but couldn't find him either. Doido then sat down and cried in frustration, regretting her actions for ignoring her boyfriend. A few days later, Rye and Cheol Woo got into a heated argument that caused Rye's illness to suddenly recur, and she collapsed unconscious. Cheol Woo panicked and rushed to carry Rye and was about to take her to the hospital. On the way, Cheol Woo met Rye's uncle, who had just come home from shopping. The man immediately took Rye to the hospital by car, while Cheol Woo's was told to wait at home. That night, Cheol Woo secretly sneaks into Rye's room, where he finds the drugs Rye has been taking all along, as well as her diary. Cheol Woo opens the diary and finds out that Rye is having trouble producing paintings and calls Cheol Woo a very talented artist, which she thinks that Cheol Woo can become a famous painter if he doesn't waste his talent. On the last page of the diary, Cheol Woo finds an old photo, none other than a photo of Cheol Woo as a teenager with Rye. Cheol Woo then looks very surprised to see the photo. Elsewhere, Doido goes to the police station to report Cheol Woo, who has been missing for several days and is unknown. After Rye recovers and returns home, she looks happy and satisfied when Cheol Woo manages to make some very good paintings and is relieved that Cheol Woo is now finally willing to paint for her again. Flashback shows Cheol Woo and teenage Rye, who first met while in the hospital. Their relationship became closer and they decided to date. One day, after the two of them spent time together playing in the river, Rye and Cheol Woo's illness suddenly relapsed and they had to be rushed to the hospital. A doctor tells Rye's mother that she might not survive if she undergoes a second operation. But Rye's mother urges the doctor to do whatever it takes to save her daughter. Turning to the present, Cheol Woo's attitude suddenly changes drastically. He now seems very friendly to Rye and her uncle, even though he doesn't hesitate to praise Rye, who looks very beautiful even without makeup. After that, Cheol Woo, who seemed excited to do a painting in the yard, then asked Rye to help him. Together, they worked on the work while chatting casually. Rye then tells that she intends to hold a painting exhibition under Cheol Woo's name, which is different from the original agreement. Rye then asks Cheol Woo to come to the painting exhibition to know what it's like to be a famous painter and says that fame is important for an artist. Rye also advises Cheol Woo to always take care of his health and not think about what other people say about him. When Cheol Woo asked about Rye's health condition, which turned out to have a heart defect, suddenly her mother came and met the two of them. Rye then tells her mother that Cheol Woo is her assistant. Not long after, Cheol Woo almost finished all the paintings that Rye asked for and showed them one by one to her, who seemed satisfied with his work. In the evening, Cheol Woo and Rye engage in casual conversation, where the two are now closer and seem comfortable and affectionate with each other. Rye then shows several paintings, one of which is a painting made by her, which is planned to be exhibited in an art gallery soon. Rye's mother seemed very satisfied with all the paintings, except for one painting that she thought looked ugly. When Rye's mother tells her daughter to throw the painting away, Rye angrily says that the painting is a painting she made and admits that all the paintings to be exhibited were made by Cheol Woo. The two had a fight, but Rye's mother chose to give in because she was worried about her daughter's health condition, which could easily drop if there was too much pressure. Rye's mother then goes to Cheol Woo and tells him not to mess with his daughter's painting exhibition. Cheol Woo then asks Rye's mother if she remembers him. She replies that she remembers Cheol Woo because he has changed a lot. They then discuss about Rye and also her deteriorating health condition. However, both of them agree to keep Rye's secret and will tell her after the painting exhibition. When Cheol Woo and Rye went outside to buy painting equipment, several policemen came to Rye's residence and asked her uncle where Cheol Woo was. The arrival of the police was also accompanied by Doido and one of Cheol Woo's friends. They finally meet Cheol Woo, who just returned home with Rye. Seeing Doido's presence, Cheol Woo then dragged and asked her to leave immediately because he no longer wanted to have anything to do with her. The following days, Cheol Woo and Rye passed by chatting with each other as their relationship grew more intimate until the day of the painting exhibition finally arrived. All of Cheol Woo's paintings are on display in a leading art gallery. Doido then goes to Rye's mother and threatens to tell everyone that the painting exhibition held by Rye is not purely the work of her, but the work of Cheol Woo. However, Rye's mother ignored Doido's threat. On the other hand, Rye's uncle is on a trip with Cheol Woo, where the man then hands him a check for $2 million. But Cheol Woo refused the gift. Rye's uncle then drove Cheol Woo to his house and asked him not to attend the painting exhibition, even though Rye wanted otherwise. Meanwhile, visitors and media crews seemed to have been there at the painting exhibition location and seemed very enthusiastic about the painting exhibition held by Rye. But on the other hand, Rye seems to always look around, looking for the figure of Cheol Woo who never appears there. After Rye's mother opened the painting exhibition, she then gave a short greeting, in which she then revealed to everyone that all the paintings in the art gallery were the work of Cheol Woo. Due to pressure from the media, who asked many questions and was surrounded by many people, Rye suddenly had a heart attack and collapsed unconscious. The next day, Cheol Woo is told by one of his friends that his name has gone viral on social media as a famous painter, and also news about Rye who had a heart attack and had to undergo intensive treatment. Cheol Woo then goes to Rye's mother to ask where Rye is. But she was reluctant to tell Cheol Woo and only said that Rye was undergoing treatment. Not finding Rye's whereabouts, Cheol Woo made a portrait of Rye, displayed it in the art gallery, and then announced it on social media. Sure enough, sometime later, Rye came to the art gallery and was surprised to see her face painted by Cheol Woo. Cheol Woo, who knew that Rye would come to see the painting, then met her. He expresses his love for Rye and proposes to her. They immediately got married and looked very happy. In the morning, Rye seems to be crying in frustration and tells her husband that she wants to live as long as possible, considering her age will not last long. Over time, Cheol Woo finally managed to become a famous and rich artist. All the success that he managed to achieve thanks to the full support of Rye. However, on the other hand, Rye's health condition worsens. Rye told her husband that she wanted to find fresh air in the mountainous area one day. Rye's uncle had forbidden her because he was worried about her health condition getting worse, but finally he melted after hearing Rye's request. He then saw Rye leaving for the mountains with Cheol Woo in her arms. The scene then switches and shows the scene at the film's beginning. It turns out that the old man being interviewed is Cheol Woo, where he told his interviewer that Rye is the most valuable person in his life and has given everything for him. Cheol Woo says that now he lives life for the two of them. The scene switches to the past, right after the day of Rye's funeral. That day, Cheol Woo opened his late wife's sketchbook and realized that she had known all along that he was Sun Woo and secretly drew a sketch of his face from a distance. Rye turns out to be on purpose to approach him, hoping to reunite their love.